And we have to remind people that at the end, we're going to be opening up the bag live on camera. Have you secretly looked in the bag before we started?
I have added items to the bag. Items that I did obtain at the neighborhood association meeting. Notably, a pint glass. They were giving out pint glasses, so
you already looked in the bag.
I added that. They were handing out the pint glasses separately.
Put everything back in the bag so we can do a proper unboxing.
Nothing has been removed from the bag.
We're rolling. We're rolling.
Rolling on tap people. This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.
Well, here we go. We're back on the Wedge Live podcast. I'm your host, John Edwards. It's a popular new mini-series here on the Wedge Live podcast called Harrowing Personal Stories. I don't know how harrowing this one's going to get, but maybe it involves a neighborhood association. The episode title, Max attended a North Loop Neighborhood Association meeting. Maxwell Singer is my guest. Welcome.
I'm Max Singer, and I survived this year's North Loop Neighborhood Association's annual meeting, and that's the story I'm here to share today.
So why? Why would you go? You've gone in previous years. You went this year. Why do you go? You live in the neighborhood, I hope?
Yes, I live in the North Loop. I am a former Southsider, a expat as you were, but I only earned that title because I used to work at Patina. Why do I go to the Neighborhood Association? As it will be revealed, first of all, it is. I'm not sure. I would love to hear a series of neighborhood association experiences because the North Loop Neighborhood Association is a production. It is in a venue. It has been in like the Fillmore event space. It has been in like a stripped down floor of the Steelman Exchange, which is a commercial office space. So it was like a empty floor, no rug, ceiling, anything, columns. Like it was a unfinished space. And then this year it was in the underground music venue. So it's a big production. There are giveaways. Like there is food donated by things. So it's, at the very least, it's a free meal. And, you know, right. I'm not in the business of refusing those. And while I personally identify as a neighborhood association skeptic, the annual meeting is a chance to vote for who's going to be on the association, which is a power that I am not about to let sneak by me.
Yeah, you're voting for the neighborhood board. All the cranks, or maybe some of them are good. I don't know. I'm also a skeptic of neighborhood organizations. Sometimes good people run who want to do positive things, yes. And sometimes, usually, it's a bunch of people who just like want to stop stuff from changing. That's often the case. But the North Loop Neighborhood Association, I imagine, I've never been to one of these meetings, I imagine is a different style of neighborhood association because in some of the further flung neighborhoods, like the Wedge, for example, if I can call the Wedge far flung, it is, even though we have a lot of apartments in the Wedge, it still can tend to be a lot of single family homeowners who participate in those, even though that's a vast minority of the housing types in the Wedge. In the North Loop, I imagine it's a lot of condo dwellers in tall buildings attending these meetings.
Ding, ding, ding. From my read.
Yeah, but they have a lot of the same grievances. Like, we don't want the neighborhood to change. Nobody better build a tower taller than my condo building or build anything next to my condo building. Still got the NIMBYism, even though there's no backyards to protect. What are the big grievances in the North Loop? Why do people show up to a neighborhood association to complain? What are they trying to stop? I know the light rail is coming through the North Loop at some point. Are people upset about that still?
Yes. So I guess I should start out and give the North Loop Neighborhood Association some credit where it's due. It is not a traditional organization, or at least I've only attended a handful of neighborhood association meetings in my day, so I should asterisk that. But there's some very cool stuff the neighborhood association does, and then some more like take it or leave it. Generally, like, my understanding, I've not attended a planning and zoning committee, but my impression from hearing of people who do is that it's generally fairly collaborative, not necessarily up in arms stop, but kind of working to ensure, development matches the neighborhood, not so much around affordable housing necessarily, but like certain architectural features. This may be bearing the lead, but the North Loop Neighborhood Association does partner with Avivo Village, which is the I guess transitional, dedicated space housing facility right on Plymouth and Washington, and works pretty well with that thing. So there's some elements of the neighborhood association work that I really admire, as well as organizing, volunteering. And then there's some stuff around, parking.
People are upset about parking?
Yes. In the survey, they do a survey of neighborhood values. I didn't catch the final count, but more parking ended up, the phrase was just parking, ended up 8 on the list, which is pretty good. Walkability was top, so I can vibe with that. But parking did beat bikeability and transit, which I'm like, I don't know if you get it necessarily. Yes, the walkability is great. The light rail's right there, and as the end of the line, it's always on time leaving.
Right. So every time I tuned into a Blue Line extension meeting, there would be a North Loop condo dweller there to say, "You gonna send this train right past my building?" And I was like, "You basically live downtown, and you're concerned about like rail transit coming past where you live? Like, why do you live in the downtown of the Midwest's premier city?"
Sorry, Chicago.
Yes. The Blue Line extension, that was a huge topic at last year's meeting. It came up in the Q&A. Oftentimes, I don't know how often this is, but the mayor, Mayor Fry, has attended the last 2 neighborhood association meetings, did not make this year's, as that it was Wednesday the 29th, which I understand was his campaign launch. So we got the video statement. Heartwarming, but yes, Blue Line was a big topic last year. No mention this year.
Did anything harrowing happen at all this year?
Yeah, the harrowing part is that it was boring compared to last year. And I've attended 3. I've attended 3 neighborhood association meetings, and this one was almost dull.
Okay, before people stop listening,
yeah.
Before people stop listening because they just realize nothing harrowing is going to happen, you got a swag bag at this meeting that we're going to open on camera, live on camera by the end of the episode. So don't tune out now, and don't you dare skip ahead to the end either. Who knows what kind of coupons are in that bag that you could see?
Coupons or other items.
Maybe I've reached the end. Maybe I have nothing else to talk to you about you attending the North Loop Neighborhood Association meeting and nothing happening. I think we actually have covered it all, Max. Is there anything else that you need to add about what happened?
I would like to know, what is the production value, like the production value of other neighborhood association meetings? Like, one item that is not included in the bag, I was given like a hamburger. I was given food.
Free food.
Free food. And I'm not sure if that's something included in other neighborhood association meetings.
It is, yeah.
It
free
is
food.
food.
The local restaurants will often donate food. Like if you see a pile of pizza boxes at your neighborhood association meeting, it may have been donated by a local pizzeria. Yeah, Max, you need to get out more. You know nothing about the world of neighborhood associations.
Why would I ever
food
leave
is a
the North
feature
Loop?
Especially at the annual meetings. If you just go to the annual meetings, you're likely going to find some free food.
There could be an annual meeting food tour.
Mm-hmm. I think it's time for the bag.
Time for the bag.
We're opening the bag live on camera. Go to youtube.com/wedgelive to see Max remove items from his swag bag that he got at the North Loop Neighborhood Association annual meeting.
I'll try to offer descriptions without getting too in the weeds.
Okay.
And before I do this, I just want to disclaimer. I have incredible respect for the people who start businesses and bring that hustle. Well, I think some, particularly in my neighborhood, are ridiculous. Mad respect. Chase your dreams.
Oh, let's name some names. Let's name some names and disrespect some businesses. What are the ridiculous businesses in the North Loop?
So, we have a coupon for 6-ounce pour wine classes. Wine about it, but this is, I know for a fact, this is not going to be the only wine store that is featured.
Okay.
And that
a lot
is
of wine stores.
There are more than I can possibly patronize, even incentivized by coupons.
Is a wine store different from a liquor store? What's going on?
Yes, some do double duty, some do not. A coupon from Statement Boutique. I'm not familiar with their work. Oh, okay. We got a full pager. Pharrell's Extreme Body Shaping.
Okay.
Gyms will be another theme, and then on the other side we have something for Dietitian Live.
Okay, this is just a bag of ads. You just got a bag of ads.
It is a bag of ads.
The
there is some other exciting stuff. Okay, this is actually... Okay, these are all thematic. A tiny little tote bag. In fact, I don't know why. Two tote bags for, what is that, 5i? What is that? 5i. They also gave a koozie. 5-iron golf, which... my understanding has replaced management of the existing golf simulator bar that I refuse to attend.
A golf simulator bar? I didn't know you had a golf simulator bar. I didn't know we had one in Minneapolis.
There is a golf simulator bar. It's right by the Fragment Coffee, Nordic Plaza it is called. There is a golf simulator bar, which will soon have competition from yet another indoor mini golf place.
We already have the Puttery. What's the new one that's coming?
I think it's called Putt Shack. It is opening on the corner of 4th and something, and I was personally betrayed hearing this news. I don't think they have anything in this bag because they had no presence there. They haven't built out yet. I was personally devastated because they said it was a big enough commercial space for a grocery store, so you can imagine my disappointment to learn instead of potentially like a grocery store, literally any grocery store.
Right. You need another indoor mini golf in downtown.
Another indoor mini golf place.
That's going to support our growing population. We have walkable indoor mini golf.
A $25 gift certificate to a photo studio.
This is a real letdown. When you sent me a message about this, I thought it was going to be better than just a bag of ads.
Some of them are fun, like sign up for a Pilates consult.
Oh, okay.
This makes me smile. Actually, I recently I had a milestone in my life. I took the step and I asked my girlfriend what Pilates was, and she told me.
You didn't know what Pilates was?
I knew LeBron James did it. I did not exactly know, Pilates, Tai Chi, yoga.
Isn't it like stretchy
CrossFit?
Yoga? I think of it as like stretchy yoga. Am I correct? What did she say it was?
Eve described it as it's kind of like yoga, but very core focused and somewhat more intense. I'm not. I obviously should have taken more notes. This is something. It's a coupon, but it's a coupon for something great that I think people will be excited, ought to know about. It's Displace a North Loop Fantasy Quest. This is put on by a theater group that works with Avivo. So the performers, and I believe even the playwrights are recently unhoused individuals. This production is going to be happening at the Luminary Arts Center March 13th through 16th. It's about Bassett Creek, is what they said in the meeting.
What else we got in the bag of coupons?
Okay, it feels like some of the interesting stuff has fallen to the bottom. A pint glass.
We got a pint glass.
A
finally,
genuine
an item.
Pint glass. A beer token, perhaps to fill the pint glass. I don't know what this is, but it's for something called Profeshi. I'm going to open it live on camera. Hear the crinkle. It
Thank you.
is plastic. It is pink. It appears to open. It's a mirror.
Oh, it's cosmetics related.
Yeah. I wish I had had this before I had logged on, knowing that it's going to be on YouTube. The
further we get into this unbagging of the bag of ads, the more I think this episode may not be working.
R.I.P. Naturally Shelby. I'm not sure what that is, but a sticker for the Stone Arch Festival. A free coffee for Corner
where?
Coffee, which...
Oh, that's the bad church Corner Coffee. That's the religious
yes,
bad people. That's the bad people at the bad church.
Yes, and I understand there's a location in the Wedge.
There is one in the Wedge. I went there once and didn't realize there was a religious affiliation.
As I say, I'm trying to see if it's just the North Loop location or if I could take it to the Wedge if I ever...
I think we're supposed to be boycotting there. That's a bad church with some bad viewpoints, and we shouldn't go.
This appears to be a magnet with dietary things on it. I can't read it because it's very tiny. It recommends 25% protein and fats, 1 tablespoon. Now, this does not sound like my lifestyle.
It tells you what to eat? Is there a business associated with that?
This appears to be the Pharrell's extreme body shaping.
We've made being healthy and getting in shape too complicated. It really just eat a little bit less, work out a little bit more. You don't need to go to a lifestyle clinic for that or an extreme body shaping class.
You can go to the North Loop liquor store, North Loop Wine and Spirits. More wine, 20% off. That coupon will be used.
How many more coupons are there?
7, and I can do them pretty fast. A free drink at Storm King Barbecue. I'm going to take this moment to gloat. We still have a black sheep over here in North Loop.
Yeah, we lost the one in Whittier. I'm losing all my favorite pizza places. We lost Galactic Pizza on Lindale Avenue, and we lost Black Sheep Pizza on 8th Street. And where do I even go for pizza now? It's like I'm down to the Take and Bake Pizza from Aldi as my favorite pizza place that's nearby.
Graze on the Green. This is a $5 coupon for a salad. Industrious on-demand conference room. Fun.
North Loop has a lot of businesses. They don't need any revitalization.
And a lot of
in
coupons.
Loop,
In the Loop Coffee, I can shout out this one. It's North Loop's cutest coffee shop. If you're looking for a coffee shop, I've heard it described as straight out the 90s in a good way. That's my insider recommendation in the Loop Coffee.
Okay.
You can skip backstory.
I feel like this has turned into an infomercial. Yeah. We're basically providing free airtime to all these businesses.
Italian Film Festival? I didn't know we had one of those. Jackson Gray. Their business model, for those who don't know, is buying DTC clothing and selling it in a store. So like the clothes you see advertised on Instagram, you can see in a store at Jackson Gray, which I just think is...
What is DTC clothing?
Direct to consumer. So all the brands that try to sell to you directly, their business model, wake me up if this sounds familiar, is buying those clothes, putting them in a store where you can see them and look at them so you can buy them in that environment.
We're bringing brick and mortar back in the North Loop.
Yes. This appears to be 3 stickers from Move Minneapolis. I got to shout out Move Minneapolis. They're a nonprofit organization that exists to help people get around downtown Minneapolis without driving. And actually, I'm at the end of the bag. It's a postcard by the North Loop Neighborhood Association. That is actually a perfect last draw.
What building is that? Like, what do they consider their landmark building? What is that?
I don't think this is a landmark, but it's. I think it's just a streetscape. I would like to say, there's no label on the back, it just says greetings from the North Loop in very small print. So it is a usable postcard.
This episode turned out to be the harrowing experience
of the unbagging.
Yes. I felt very harrowing for me. I'm worried that no one wants to listen to us unbag a bunch of coupons.
I know. I have gotten weird stuff in the past. I actually have this on hand.
We didn't know what was in it, and we took a risk. Well, Max, we're here at the end. Thank you for unbagging your coupons.
I apologize if it was not so captivating. I just think
it's okay.
Walking into the neighborhood association meeting and being handed a swag bag is goofy to me.
We've made neighborhood association meetings seem more fun than they really are, I think.
Yes.
You're bound to have a harrowing experience at your neighborhood association meeting.
That's the lesson. Go to your neighborhood association meeting, vote for your favorite crackpot, or not.
So were you satisfied with the crackpots you got to vote for? Did you feel good? Like you voted for some good ones? I felt
pretty good. Mad respect to folks who volunteer, folks coming with various motivations. The North, at least, there's some folks who come in from you don't have to be a resident. You can also be at a business in the community on the thing. So there's some realtors and some a security professional who ran this year. Mad respect. I do have to wonder how much it is kind of like trying to sell your thing. Like, oh, you're trying to sell your condo? I'm on the, like an inside track type stuff.
So Michael Rainville is your council member, right?
Yes. Michael Rainville was in attendance.
What is the scuttlebutt on Michael Rainville? Does he win the North Loop? Is he popular there? Is that a place where he's vulnerable this year? It's a city election.
He got a big round of applause and got I think the most they felt comfortable saying, which was, regardless of what you think of him, he always shows up. Which maybe is a sign of weakness, maybe a sign of strength that they were trying to tacit endorse. Maybe that's not.
Did someone really say that? Did somebody really say that?
said that. Yes.
No matter what you think of him, at least he's here.
More polite, but that was the gist. Yeah. In the past, there's been some stage direction things with Mike Rainville. Last year's was really the one to do this for, because last year's neighborhood association meeting, he was in attendance. They gave a section for the elected officials to share their piece. He was walking onto the stage ready to, work the room, and the MC was like, sit down. There's a pre-recorded video that you made for us. So Michael Rainville was returned to his seat in the front row and then got to watch a pre-recorded video that he had made, which, I'm not here to comment on that, but I am here to watch it intently because what a human moment.
Right. You really show up when you produce a video for an event, and then you also show up in person and are ready to speak at the same event. Usually you send a video when you can't be there.
Yes, and get turned down. I think there's some thought process. They're like, no, we don't want to let you talk. You said it in the video.
Right. We don't want the real Michael Rainville. We want the one on video someplace else.
Trying to avoid a live mic moment. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Max Singer, for joining me and sharing your harrowing experience, trying to spread the word, get people to have their own harrowing experience at their neighborhood association. Go elect some crackpots.
Yes. Thank you for having me. We'll see if this is my last neighborhood association meeting.
No one's going to listen to this. You're okay. No one will be offended by what happened here.
Word.
This has been the Wedge Live podcast. I'm your host, John Edwards. Thank you for listening.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.